Back to the Future is pretty popular. I was browsing my Twitter feed when I came across a pretty cool story. There's going to be a Back to the Future novelization in Japan for kids. This novelization comes with brand new illustrations, and it's written in a way that's pretty easy for Japanese kids to understand. Western stories being translated into Japanese as kids' books is really nothing new. You see them all the time in kids' sections at bookstores in Japan. But it is a little unusual to see an American movie novelized, more so for kids. So let's cut to the chase. Back to the Future is really popular in Japan. But why? It's a great movie series, no doubt. But what is it about this series that made it so pervasive in the landscape of Japanese pop culture? And how did it get there? Today we're going to try to find out. I can't promise we're going to get to the bottom of the situation, but it's worth a shot. On October 21st, 2015, the world celebrated Back to the Future Day by having a collective mental breakdown over the future of yesterday just, being another Wednesday. But they also had parties and stuff. To help celebrations, Back to the Future themed pop-up cafes opened up for 2 months all around Japan, offering visitors an array of food based on the movie series. Patrons were treated to visuals reminiscent of the movies, as well as soundtracks, the sort of boppy tunes of yesterday that were right at home in the movies. Yusuke Murata, the manga artist behind the crazy popular One Punch Man, pushed for the chance to create a manga adaptation of Back to the Future. Illustrations and page layouts were created, a publisher was settled on, and it even had a release date. And then it got cancelled. Evidently, it was a little harder to negotiate the rights, and the project unfortunately came to an end then and there, without a single chapter ever being published. Okay, so those are all examples of how Back to the Future is popular in Japan, but we still don't know why. And the answer to that is, I don't know. All I could really find was that Back to the Future was originally released in Japan around December, which lines up pretty closely to the New Year's holidays, which is typically one of the biggest holidays in Japan. It's when everyone goes back home to visit their families. So what better time than that to take in a movie? It's sort of just the combination of right movie at the right time. That's basically it, I think. A lot of the kids who saw the movie growing up went on to work in media, leading to the series being played ad nauseum in reruns all over Japanese TV. Reading around online led me to discover the movie was also the first exposure to American brands and quirks for a lot of Japanese people. One review I found even looked back fondly on their childhood, with Back to the Future being the reason they discovered Calvin Klein. So, story time. I used to live in a share house, which is basically an old business hotel that's been converted for short to medium term living. We had a massive big screen TV in the dining area, and literally the only times people would gather around were doing reruns of Back to the Future, and they were always enthralled. If you're an American, you'll know that A Christmas Story gets played literally for 24 hours straight on Christmas Day, every single year. While there's no such marathon event for Back to the Future, it does get replayed quite a bit here. Is it the most popular thing around? No, not at all. But does it have the sort of staying power that can draw people to diners to eat DeLorean-themed cakes and junk? Oh, you better believe it. So yeah, there's not really any definitive reason other than it gets rerun a lot, and it offers parents the chance to sit down with their kids and watch a movie they saw when they were kids with their parents. And at the end of the day, I think that's a pretty cool reason for anything to be popular and to have been able to hold on to that staying power for well over 30 years. Oh my gosh, we are all getting old, aren't we? Yeah, we are. And we are back. So yeah, this video was a little bit of a detour. I mean, it's still kind of within that realm of Tokusatsu, but not really. But either way, I wanted to talk about it. I saw the thing pop up on Twitter, and a lot of websites were calling it a manga, and I don't know why that bugged me. But yeah, when I found out that it was a book, I suddenly remembered, oh, I've seen a lot of translations of children's stories and stuff in Japanese, but I've never really seen one for a movie. So it was interesting that Back to the Future got picked, and then suddenly I remembered, oh hey, I've seen this replayed quite a bit on Japanese TV, and I've talked to people mentioning that, it's something they've seen at various points throughout their lives, and it's just something that they connect to warm, fuzzy memories and better days. So I decided to make a video about that, and yeah, it's fairly I don't know if it's inconclusive, but it's abstract, I guess. But yeah, it was just cool to me to see that something as, I guess, American as Back to the Future was able to find such a strong foothold in the landscape of Japanese pop culture. Also, yeah, I didn't use any video clips in this video just because I don't want to get any copyright strikes, so I tried my best to do something a little different than I usually do. Either way, hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah. I have nothing. Y'all have a good day.